Good morning, and welcome aboard the lifeboat. This is Captain Calhoun speaking. Hello, hello. Good morning. Happy Saturday to all out there. Shirley Ott, Jamie Palmer, Jason P. What's going on, guys? Linda Bennett, Robin. Hey there. Hope your vacation is wonderful. I have not checked out your video yet, but I'm very excited to see that. I'm super stoked about that. I wonder, there's so many different kinds of fire dancers out there. I wonder. Krista Melinda, Leanne, hello, hello. What's going on, guys? Brock Bandy, welcome in. Cindy G, hey, hey, hey. How you doing? How you doing? It's been a while. Hope yesterday was a great day for me. It was all right. It was all right. Your boy is still sober. Still plugging away, doing the thing. Just really, really struggling. I feel like 2025 has been so hard. I've been sick like 2 or 3 times. I was overworked and under, you know what, and now I'm well and just struggling to get back in the zone, back on the routine, back on the horse, so to speak. But I'm sober, so there's that. Harry Sarendis, hello, hello, hello from Australia. 2 a.m. on Sunday. Uh-oh. Late night. Blessed Crochet, good morning. Nicola E, Jamie Palmer, Maxie, hello, hello. How you guys doing? Hope your weekends are treating you well. It was an all right B-day. It definitely, it wasn't bad. It was pretty good. Five years clean bar, a few lapses. That's a big deal. Where's my thing? Congratulations. I will have 2 years in 2 days. 2 days from now, 2 years ago, I woke up sober and stayed that way. That's probably why I'm struggling so much as well, I have to say. And also, I don't know, there's probably no rhyme or reason to it, but my neighbors were partying or something last night. I don't know. They were super noisy. It's been difficult to sleep. And I don't know if they intentionally only smoke at night or something, or what the deal is, but maybe they do that because like they think like I can't call the office at night or something, but I swear they like don't smoke at all during the day, but as soon as it's bedtime, there's just my room is a smoke pit. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I can't wait to move out of here. Fingers crossed that happens pretty soon here. We're not there yet, Kristen. We'll get there though. We'll get there. We'll get there. Beta, hello. Good morning. Rona. I hate coming on here and just being a bummer, but I I feel like a big old bummer today. At the same time, I don't want to go days and days without coming on and seeing you, but I don't have a whole lot other than I'm doing what I can today, I'm doing my best. I've started over a lot in my life. When I was a kid, we moved around a lot due to my parents running from their problems and whatnot, and I mean that turned into a whole lot more. But I started over a lot. Started over a lot, and it never really gets easier. Like as far as the unknown, like not knowing what to do, that doesn't exist anymore, right? But at the same time, most of starting over is a waiting game, right? I'm doing what I'm doing, and eventually my life blooms into something else, right? Well, I tell you what, it's the waiting part. Hold on, there's some lyrics in there. The waiting is the hardest part. You know what I'm saying? So that part always sucks. And I think I'm just struggling with it, coupled with the cyclical nature of recovery. It's been a bummer lately, guys, but I'm still doing it. Don't worry. I promise. Everything's going to be just fine. We'll make it. Hey, Tara, what's going on? It is a new adventure. That's for sure. It is a new adventure. That's for sure. I'm excited to hopefully take the sucker on the road. We're talking about all I've been doing the ostrich thing. There's been so much stuff going on. I've just been doing my best ostrich impression and shoving my head in the sand, but we may be getting an RV soon. I might be getting a house soon. All kinds of stuff is going to be happening here. So I mean, I'm sure that life is going to become more exciting, right? But man, I've just been so depressed and sad lately. So depressed and sad. Abundantly empowered. Hello, hello. Learning to be okay with where we are at. I love that. Much love right back at you. Dale Cox, what's going on? 41 years sober. Oh my. It's legendary. Legendary, Harry. Dude, thank you for sharing that inspiring milestone. That's really, really cool. Dale, what's going on, brother? Spanx, what's the name of that game you was playing with the guy on the horse? Elden Ring, I think. Just totally headbutted my mic. The author of Game of Thrones wrote the world, the lore behind the game, and then the game makers, right? The game company made the game with his lore in mind, right? Which I think is a cool collaboration. Story writer with a video game company. I thought that was pretty neat. And that's a continuation of the Dark Souls series. The company is called From Software. What's wrong with a big stick? I turned 33 yesterday, by the way, for those that are curious. They're talking about the waiting part. Waiting is the hardest part. Yeah, man. Starting over sucks. And I know it's just a matter of time, but um I'm also being much more conservative with my behavior than I have in the past. Um which is probably part of like my brain moves quick. I have a very short attention span. I've got ADHD with the best of them. That's for sure. Um, so like usually I'm active to kind of sate some of those needs. And I'm not very active right now. I'm not saying I'm not exercising, but as far as like social activity, usually that's a linchpin of my existence. And I've been very conservative with my behavior on this starting over because I don't want to give myself avenues of escape uh, that are so easy to partake in. I know myself very well, and it's very difficult for me to stay focused. And building the foundation is so important. I don't want to get distracted from doing that. I definitely think I have a pretty solid foundation, right? But another contributing factor to the reason I'm struggling so much recently, I'm sure, is because I have not been socially active, right? So, I mean, and also, again, that had a purpose. I don't think that purpose is necessarily necessary anymore. But just think of just kind of exploring in my head why things are the way they are. I'm ready to not be such a sad boy anymore. I tell you what, that's not my destiny. Sad boy is not my destiny. Katrina Schaff, what's going on? Charlie Mullins, hello, hello. Been working out with your 3-sectional, dude. Sweet, super sweet. I've been thinking. I did some dancing last night. I was wondering if I should get some new toys. I've been thinking about it. I want to support my buddies that like create locally, but that means I would have to have them build me something and then ship it, and I don't want to do that. But then I was thinking if I buy it from one of the renowned companies, they're going to ship it to me. So what's the difference? So I've been kind of hung up on the decision making process, but I'm thinking of getting another pair of doubles. I have a pair of doubles, but I would like a different style pair of doubles. Beta asks, Spanx, I was wondering lately, watching Reese, is quitting an addiction similar to escaping a cult in the sense of figuring out who you actually are without those things? at face value, these words, I would say yes. I've never escaped a cult, but I'm definitely finding out who I am without like drugs and alcohol. I'm definitely finding out who I am without like running away from myself, right? I'm definitely finding out who I am because I put myself on the shelf, right? So, I mean, in that aspect, 100%. And that's interesting. I've never made that connection before. How long ago did Reese leave the cult? I bet you she's got more time than I do. That's funny. That's such an interesting comparison. I think you're onto something though, for sure. That is a mind melter. But I think that it might be way more similar than we initially surmised. Boho hobo, this here, it's my only social life. In real life, I'm a recluse for the most part. And you know, Boho, I don't think you're alone in that. Thoroughly encourage y'all to be social, whether it's in person, online, whatever. But I feel like there's something inside of us that needs interaction, social activity. We need connection, right? We need friends, and I'm glad that you find that here with us, Boho. That is what we do. That's our purpose. Yeah, Nikolai, definitely. I would like to do that. I have plenty of stuff from the renowned companies. I just need to get a hold of Q. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of, thanks for reminding me, Blester Crochet. In about 15 minutes, I'm going to be getting out of here, and you guys should be hopping over to After the Bars with my dad and Casper. Start your morning off right. Love those guys. Um, I am going to be moving towards 8 a.m. Mountain Time, 7 a.m. California time for my morning show, but we did 7:30 California today because I'm just getting back in the groove. I think another thing I'd like to mention. Um, I've been sick and then I was overworked, right? I did that to myself. And I talk a lot about my juggling act being like my life and the things that I'm doing, the things that I'm adding to my routine, to whatever, to life. And when I add too much at like new stuff at the same time, I will drop balls that I've had in the air forever. Like, and it might be hygiene, it might be getting up for work on time, it might be any number of things that I've been, hitting the mark on consistently. If I add too much to my plate at once, I'll start to fumble, right? And that's what happened. That's why I'm not consistent right now. That's why you're not seeing me every morning. Not only was I getting sick, but then I was overextending myself and working all those extra hours and those crazy shifts. And then I got sick again. So this is just proof in the pudding. I talk about a lot. I'm pretty sure I talk about a lot my juggling act and why I do things in baby steps. And that's exactly why. I thought that I had calculated correctly, but I definitely bit off a little more than I can chew. And just because, it's happened before, just because it's not my first rodeo doesn't make it easier, really. I mean, I still have to figure out which balls I dropped, figure out how to get them back into rotation, and figure out how they fit with the new stuff. You know what I mean? So I'm not making excuses for myself, but explaining a concept that I've been talking about for a while. Dropping some juggling balls. Oh yeah, and I mean it's bound to happen, right, Nicola? We know exactly what to do. It just takes a little bit of effort, some time. Wish I had more of that. That last swallow was always a little gritty. There's a little sand on your tongue. Pampuar, hello, hello. Analog Adventures. Fighting procrastination hard this morning. I was talking with, I think, Kristen Melinda the other day about procrastination. And I feel like procrastination is an intentional thing, right? Like, even though I know I should be doing something, I'm choosing not to do the thing, right? I can't remember in what context we were speaking about this, but it came up like accidental procrastination was an interesting idea that I'd never considered before. Spanx is the name of an undergarment? I didn't know that. I'm gonna have to check this out. Check this out for myself. Thanks to everyone for being here, by the way. Hit that like, subscribe, and the bell for notifications if you like what we do here. It makes a huge difference. I feel like there's something else I should say while I have your attention, and I can't remember, and that's okay. That's quite all right. I've been struggling a lot with purpose recently. Like, what's my purpose, right? Or maybe a better way to say that is I've been struggling a lot with um, worth, self worth, right? Like feeling like what I did today was worthy, or like what I did today, like today was well spent, you know. And I don't think that's necessarily entirely due to what I'm like the activities that I'm engaged in. I don't think that the activities that I'm engaged in are subpar. I don't think the activities are not of worth. I'm just having a real hard time with self worth right now. Um, and I think that also ties into the waiting part, right? But I mean, I guess I'm not in any hurry. So I shouldn't feel like I'm wasting time or anything like that. I'm just figuring out who I am and what I want to be doing, right? And I feel like 33 is probably a little bit late to be doing that, but you know, the past 15 or so years I was asleep. Um, so I mean, there is that ties into the self worth too. Try not to beat yourself up for wasting so much time. And honestly, it wasn't wasted time. I learned a lot. You know, I experienced a lot. I had a lot of fun. But you know, life's hard sometimes. Jamie Palmer says, Spanx off topic, but I've made it to 50 subscribers on my blog. Let's go. I'm officially at the halfway mark to 100. I think I'm like just around the same mark on my Calhoun channel. I don't really ever look. Um, Dude, that's so cool. Congratulations. This is what my dad says, Kristen. Kristen says, no way, 33 is not late. It's the perfect time. And you know, one of my favorite lyrics is sometimes perfect timing feels like I'm too late. I almost got a haircut yesterday, folks. I'm looking pretty shaggy. Um, but I didn't. I think I'm gonna call that lady from the whose card I got from the Uber. Because I tell you what, I have so many split ends. Um, like I feel like this much is gonna end up going probably more. You know what I mean? My eyes are probably conservative. I'm not a hairdresser. I'm not a barber, but I feel like we're going to lose a lot. But it's probably good because it won't look like crap, and it'll bring it closer to the under hair, so it'll help on the normalizing as well. We'll see. But I'm getting close to. Probably should shave my face and get a haircut and look the part, and then it'll help me feel the part. Boho says, believe it or not, it'll grow much faster if you get the split ends taken care of. Totally, absolutely. The only reason it's not cut is I have trust issues and laziness. But I think that I've solved both of those issues as far as the hair is concerned for now. Cindy G went back to school at 38. Took me a long time to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up. Not always there some days. I tell you what. I tell you what. I feel like I'm forgetting something important. Do you guys ever get that feeling? It's usually when I'm forgetting something important. Hey, other restrained, what's going on? Good to see you, man. You know, I was reflecting yesterday on my girl troubles. And I think I'm scared to let someone in, which is not abnormal. Come to find out, that's a pretty regular sentiment, but that's not a regular sentiment for me. That's not something that I'm not accustomed to feeling. And it's undeniable that this happened in the wake of my interactions with Lucy. But also, I mean, I've let people in since then, but I don't necessarily feel hurt by the people I've let in since Lucy, but I also don't necessarily feel upheld, if that makes sense. Um, and specifically because, and I understand that circumstances are at play here, right? I don't live in Utah, so this girl, that I've let in since then, like it wouldn't be possible for us to be monogamous because I don't friggin' live there, right? But at the same time, I don't think that would change if I did live there. When I did live there, that's not what we were doing, right? So I just don't feel reciprocation of energy, and it's not transactional. It doesn't, you don't, it doesn't have to be the same. But I definitely don't feel upheld by the women that I've let in. Upheld is the best word that I have right now. If you have a better one, shoot it this way. But I think upheld is going to serve. And I was just reflecting on that yesterday. I don't feel loved. You know what I mean? And I do feel loved. Like I know Takara loves me, and I know Lucy loves me. But I just don't feel, and I don't want to say loved the same because is that necessary? Do I need someone to love me the same way that I love them? Is that even possible? Like I'm pretty sure my love's pretty unique. You know what I mean? And to expect that from someone else, like to define how someone else should love me, I think is it's a little iffy. But I'm not getting something. I'm either not getting something or the way that I'm understanding, perceiving, and looking at is causing me to feel like I'm not getting something. What's going on, Matrix Rabbit? Welcome in. Glad to see you, man. Glad to see you, man. I hope you're all right. Hope everything's looking up, dude. Missing some digits. All right, all right. We didn't need them, right? Much love, Matrix. I'm so glad to see you. I got a lot of catching up to do. Give me just a minute. I learned something cool about my phone. A little anecdote. I'm always bothered by how often the notification goes off. It's not a text message unless it vibrates and makes the noise. So now I know. Renee B, good morning. Hello, hello. I love this boho. The only thing that we can do with the past is to learn from it. The rest is behind us. Tomorrow is waiting for you. Focus on that. I will, I promise. I'll be doing my best to try and stay in this present moment and look forward, Hey, Heather. I'm glad you're here too. And Boho, I don't think that the trouble is finding women that will adore me. I feel like the trouble is finding the right one. And for the record, I'm not in a hurry to find this person. I'm just reflecting on, you know what I mean? Like, this is a part of the work. This is a part of that spiritual work that I'm doing, right? It's a part of my program. I'm working on me. And honestly, I'm working on me for my benefit. I would like to just be a better person, right? I would just like to, in these experiences that are bringing forth negative activity in my head, in my heart, whatever, these negative emotions that I'm experiencing that are directly tied to these experiences that I'm reflecting on, right? These are just lessons. These are just like flags, right? These are just arrows and signs pointing to where I need to go. I'm just following, I'm just connecting the dots, right? I'm just following the leader. Simon says, and Simon being my higher self, right? The best version of me, however you want to say that. So yeah, I'm just reflecting on these things because I know it's a part of the work that I need to do in order to be the person that I know that I am, right? The person that I know I'm capable of being. These are the kind of things I need to work through, right? The kind of fire I need to walk through. Because I guarantee you, a part of the reason that this is, where I'm at, and these are the experiences that I've had, and they've led me here, is because of things that I've done. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there are other contributing factors, but I'm sure that my contributions could be better. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there are things to be learned from my past behaviors. You feel me? Maxi Pavey, do we all know each other? No, but, well, kinda. We've been forging a relationship almost every morning for a while now. I've been doing the show for about a year, I think, maybe a little less. And, I have to say, you end up hanging out with the same people every morning. And we do know each other quite well, actually. That's an interesting question. That took me off guard because no one's ever asked that before. But that's really cool. That is pretty cool. Most of us have not met in person. And I don't think being adored would get on my nerves. Not in the right way. Unless it was mutual. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. That's the kind of thing we're looking for, right? Goals, relationship goals. And I understand this thing isn't like something that grows on trees, right? It's a pretty rare thing if it's real. And I'm a believer. I tell you what, I'm a believer. But I haven't found it yet. Uh, Maxie, I agree with you. I live alone, and I wouldn't have it any other way. I tell you what, that's definitely not the goal, right? I'm not looking for someone to move in with. Wow, my face looks funny. And speaking of knowing people in person, Cindy G says, "Would love to meet so many of the people here in person. Yet, that would me leaving. That would be leaving. I tell you what, this is going to happen. In fact, the RV is right around the corner. I'm not entirely sure the specifics or dates, right? But this is coming to a town near you. And I'm very excited to do so. Although it seems Canada is out of the question for now because it's going to take some litigation is the wrong word, but it's going to take some communication with some government officials to make that happen. But it's not out of the question, period. It's just out of the question initially, right? It's going to be a little tricky, but really excited about this. Excited about this. Speaking of, it's 9:01. I should probably get out of here. Go say what's up to my dad. Go say what's up to Casper. Will one of the mods drop that link one more time? After the bars in the morning, the boys doing the show. Shout out to my dad and Casper, by the way. I love you guys. Yeah, man. Thanks for being here. This was and always is whole lot easier once I start doing it. In my head beforehand, it's always an abysmal thing. Willie Weed, what's going on? Good to see you, man. But yeah, thanks for being here, everyone. Shout out to the mods, the crew, anyone new. You guys are the best. I appreciate every single one of you. Check me out tomorrow. Let's do 7 o'clock California time. All right. You guys have a wonderful day. All right. Treat yourself nice. You deserve it. This has been the Lifeboat with Captain Calhoun. Much love.